Hello, and welcome back to another inspiring episode of the Achieving Unity Success Formula. It's our weekly podcast where we turn chaos into connection and purpose into action. I am your host, Mark Intrican, founder of the Achieving Unity Success Formula, dedicated to improving lives by encouraging, inspiring, and including others. Today, we welcome Dr. Ynge Ljung, a Swedish-born holistic healer, acupuncturist, and creator of the Allergy Kit, the only at-home, non-invasive system designed to help you kick allergies and food sensitivities normally. With a background in both Eastern and Western medicine, Dr. Ynge, her mission is to help people get to the root of their health issues and take back control. No needles, no guesswork, just real healing from the inside out. However, before we dive into this insightful discussion, let me briefly introduce my company, Reality Focus Dynamics. So you can see on the screen, I have the gift for all of you. I hope you'll take advantage of it. The barcode is there at the left. The Achieving Unity Guide. What it does is it talks about what is hate, what is anger, what is any form of prejudice. Sometimes it's disconnection, sometimes it's prejudgment, sometimes it's frustration. But through this guide, will help you in achieving unity as a couple, in a family, socially, and at the office. Whatever you do for work, help get along with people better. Wouldn't that be beneficial? You can also go out to my blog. I write articles every other Thursday, the first and third Thursdays of each month. Go out there to the right, you see my Achieving Unity blog QR code. Go out there, look at my articles, give me feedback. Let's talk. I'd like to hear more from you. So again, get in touch, keep talking with us. Love talking with you. Get that guide, get it today. It's my gift to you. This is Achieving Unity Success Formula Weekly Podcast number 56. Yes, we've gone over a year. It's every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Put it on your calendar. Come back and join us. Let us know what you would like to hear. Come join us, talk to us, and during the podcast, if you would, put your hand up. Renee, a personal assistant, my right-hand person, will let me know that you're out there and let you ask questions during the podcast. That way, Dr. Ynge can answer your questions directly. So let us know. Reality Focused Dynamics, Success Focused Solutions. As you can see on our logo, on the slide, it truly reflects the core of what we do and how we stand firm. Notice how focused is in the heart? That's because everything that we explore, from reality focused dynamics to success focused solution, revolves around clear, intentional direction. In fact, the concept of being focused is so core to us that it is even reflected in our business phone number, 303-362-8733, which spells 303 focused on your phone pad. We believe that by being truly focused on what matters, we can create meaningful change and achieve lasting unity. So contact us, let us know. Left of the screen also there, you can see our website home. Right-hand side of the screen, you can see our website contact us. Let us know your thoughts. But above all, call us, 303-FOCUSED, 303-362-8733. We're looking forward to talking with you. We have proven compassionate strategies that turn conflict into lasting harmony. This again is at home, at work, and in every relationship that matters. Do you ever get frustrated by tension? What about arguments or arguing? Our 7-step roadmap gives you the tools to move from conflict to collaboration quickly and confidently. Craving stronger trust and connection? Discover communication tactics that build respect, repair relationships, and unify teams and families alike. Transform conflict into connection together, achieving unity. You can reach us also at realityfocusdynamics.com. We can go from good to better to the best we can possibly. What does unity do? Well, unity inspires homes, inspires the household. It shapes society. It transforms workplaces. We help you turn that frustration into understanding. Have you ever heard anyone say, what the frustration? Okay, they might not use that word frustration. That's what we do. We help you find value in your actions instead of reacting in that anger, that frustration, creating that hate, that disconnection. We show that anger truly holds no value. Anger, A-N-G-E-R, is nothing more than actions not gaining effective results. Anger, actions not gaining effective results. There's no value in that. None. Yes, life happens. It happens in every relationship, from personal to professional, from parenting time to partnerships, from personal to professional. Happens in the boardroom, in the bedroom, and every room in between. We show you how to embrace those challenges and encourage a more inspired and inclusive future. Called the EII, encourage, inspire, and include. We can do that, help ourselves in our lives, personally and professionally. We have one vision, one goal. That's achieving unity in every area of life. What's our call to action? Well, let's ditch the drama. Let's get stuff done. You've seen a lot of drama, whether it be TV, the news, all of these talk shows. What are they bringing out? The negative, that drama. What we do is we show you how to turn your life from what sometimes may seem like a dumpster fire into a well-oiled machine, feeling better about yourself, feeling better about others, understanding others better. Achieving unity is the path to stronger relationships, inspired leadership, and lasting change. We do coaching, consulting, courses, and keynote speeches, and now we're bringing in workshops. Do it your company, your organization, your association. Contact us today. Again, realityfocusdynamics.com. Call us at 303-FOCUSED. Let's get focused. You can also use the QR code down there on the bottom. First thing we have to do is take action. If we want results, we have to take that first step. I'm looking forward to talking with you today. And we have more podcasts coming up. We're booked all the way through February of 2026. Next week, a close friend, Timothy Stutz, talks about helping moms and dads raise brilliant, healthy, happy, and empowered children. This program that I work on helps with parents. It helps a lot with parents in parenting. The best parent is both parents for every child, including grandparents. We'll discuss that. We'll talk about that with Timothy. The following week, Bear Pascal will be here, October 22nd. Nothing more caring or masculine than parenting your child or children. How many of us, I know I was, brought up that that was the mom's job. That's the mother's job. It's not. It's both parents. And that brings up the better children. So for the next 2 weeks, come. Let's talk about that some more. Then on October 29th, Dr. Sherry Rosenthal will be here. Ever been to a retreat? Gone somewhere where it helps you build? and grow because of people that you're around, the message that you're receiving, those retreats can be very, very valuable. So Dr. Sherry Rosenthal will be here next week. I'm sorry, on October 29th to talk to us about if you're in business, how to put one together. If you're not in business, how to find the ones and the benefit and how to utilize the retreats that you can go to learn more. November 5th, Edwin Marino will be here to talk about looking in the mirror organizationally and professionally. Where should we go first? Anytime we have a problem, well, that's the mirror. Let's look at ourselves. How can we improve our current situation within ourselves before we reach out to others? Be a great podcast. Come back and talk to us. And then on November 12th, what do we keep hearing about? Electric cars and gas and all the electronics that we use. And I'm all for renewable energy. But how much of that renewable energy is also built with the gas products that we keep trying to eliminate? We need to get a balance. What's that fulcrum? Where is it? Ronald Stein will be here to talk to us about that on November 12th. Please come back and talk to us. Again, put us on your calendar. We'd love to hear from you each and every week, and always want to hear from you when you're ready to be focused. 303 Focus. Give us a call. And today, a close friend, very interesting and very educational, knowledgeable, intelligent person. We're going to find out from Dr. Ynge Ljung how foods impact our attitudes and our behavior. Now, I have been called Mr. Positive before, several times, and we took that as a nickname. But how much is the foods, or how much are the foods impacting my attitude? Am I eating well? Am I not eating well enough? Could it be better? Dr. Ynge is a holistic health pioneer who blends science and energy medicine to help families and individuals heal naturally. Stop paying all those high prescription prices. She's trained first as a chemical engineer. Now, I know about that. My first semester in college was as a chemical engineer. That's some pretty tough work. Later, she became an acupuncture physician and naturopath, bringing more than 30 years of experience in combining proven science with powerful holistic practices, bringing what we know into what we can use every day. As the creator of the Allergy Kit, the only do-it-yourself, energy-based allergy elimination system, she empowers people to overcome those hidden allergies that often trigger cravings, gut issues, mood swings, and even behavioral challenges in children. Behavioral challenges in children. Wouldn't that be great to be able to see that and watch that ahead of time? Let's talk to her more about that. Dr. Ynge's mission is to simplify healing by addressing the root cause. The root causes and showing families that wellness can be both effective and joyful. How many times would you like to, being a family parent or being part of the family, be a little bit more joyful? Ynge is dedicated to helping others live with clarity, calm, and renewed energy. You can look her up on the Allergy Kit on the web. You go out to Facebook and just type in her name, Ynge. Do the same thing for LinkedIn. I found them both right away. Or you can go out to her LinkedIn, Ynge.Ljung, out there on LinkedIn to find out more about her and contact her. So please, let's find out what she has and what she brings to us. Please help me welcome Dr. Ynge Ljung.
Thank you very much.
I'm so thrilled to have you here. As we were talking earlier, it's an honor for you to be here. It's an honor to learn more about what you're doing, how you're just sharing so much about how we can feel better about ourselves. And it doesn't take a prescription. It doesn't take us going to find some insurance policy to get a deal on some medicine when we could do it ourselves. Yes. Well, tell me, let's start from the beginning, if you don't mind. Was it with a young Swedish engineer packing her bags, for Bangladesh and Venezuela because Was the world not quite ready for lady scientists? I mean, you stepped out early. When you came out, you were early in a lot of this. Maybe you could walk us through that epic adventure that you went through. What sparked your shift from the chemicals, like chemical engineering, those things in a lab, actually healing vibes and acupuncture?
Well, chemical engineering for me was a little boring.
Oh my gosh.
And then I started to have kids, and life changes with children. And I have always been interested in food and nutrition. There was no sugar in my house, for example.
Wow.
Because, yeah, even though it's a long, long time ago, my oldest child is now 59 years old.
Wow.
And
you look like you're 39 years old.
Oh, well. So I think that is what nowadays, people don't cook. Too many people don't cook. They don't take the time. It's much easier to buy something on their way home. But the harm these foods do are really incredible. I think they lower their IQ. They definitely lower their digestive system's capacity to heal and to process this so-called food. So people are eating too much because the body is not satisfied with food that doesn't have any nutrition. So they keep eating, but there are calories in it. But the bad calories, so to speak, like
right.
Simple carbs, and people gain weight, and they get pre-diabetes and diabetes. And I think about 80% of the population is on that trail. And three quarter of them, they don't even know. They have no clue.
I didn't know until I went to the doctor.
Yeah, I have a personal friend who went to the doctor, and her A1C, which is a measure, it's a blood test that shows 3 months what their blood sugar is. And it should ideally be between 4.5 and 5.5. And it was 9.6. I mean, that's diabetic. She had no clue.
Wow, that's twice.
She had no clue. And there are so many people in that situation. And the same with kids. Nowadays, I think it's 1 child in 3 who is pre-diabetic or diabetic. And
can I touch on that for just a second? I want you to continue. Please don't let me stop you. But for us, we get into habits, don't we?
yes.
Once we gain the weight, and once we've eaten this for a while, eaten this way for a while, and put so much salt into our food, doesn't that become like a habit to us, and we don't know what to do without it, maybe mentally?
I don't think the salt is as scary as people say. What's not good is the so-called table salt, because that's a chemical combination and not
Good
salt.
clarification, yes.
And they always talk about not eating salt, but especially if people exercise or if they sweat, they get rid of a lot of their salt. So we need salt, definitely.
But like you're saying, it's the good salt.
The good salt. So, and nowadays they talk about microplastics in everything, but there is, by the way, a detox that also takes out the microplastics from the body and urinate it out. So if you want more information about that, you can contact me through my website. But the thing is, as you say, kids, as I said, they grow up with, they get food in the school. It's not good food. People don't, and the same with people, we eat food that it tastes good. We are not aware of the harm it does. And we gain weight and we start to feel less energy, but it goes so slowly. It's not that somebody gains 40 pounds in 2 years, not normally. So after, for example, say they are 45 years old and then they are 30 pounds or 40 pounds or more overweight, and they don't realize that they feel like crap. because they're so used to it. And it goes little by little by little. And then all of a sudden, everything starts to happen, like blood sugar, and people get heart attacks and strokes, and all these things are preventative.
And I think that's one of the problems. We hear about it, but we don't hear, for me, the true facts. When they told me about the doctor a few months ago that I was overweight, and I'm thinking, me? I was one of the skinniest kids in high school. How could I be overweight? But when they showed me the cholesterols and things like that, found out that I needed to do something. So now I walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And I get out there and I do things, and I am feeling better. I
Yeah.
sleep better.
And it
How
doesn't
do
take
we?
that long. It really doesn't.
It
Yeah.
doesn't.
So all these bad foods, because of course some people eat good, but it's not only that, I think, because it's a whole thing. You are just also working on everything. For example, dinners. That's the best chance you have of being together with the family. Sit down and shut off the TV and turn the phones off or put them in another place and sit down and talk. Get to learn what happened in the day, both for children and parents. But that doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't. It's sad. And one of the things that I talk about, and we'll get to it right now, is how we talk to each other when we're together. Some of that negativity, and it comes to eating, and sometimes we talk about eating and that we eat too much and how what it's done to us, instead of talking about how we can become better. How can we improve and complement ourselves? How, as I mentioned earlier, that we can encourage and inspire and include others, include each other in those discussions at night. That improves a lot of things, but that doesn't seem to be, I think, like you're saying, that we do that much anymore.
No, I know when I went to school many, many years ago, but we had nutrition in school. I mean, from very early on, like when we were around 11, 12, that's when we had to start to learn about food, what was good, what was not good, and so forth and so on. Plus, we had breaks and we had to go out and run around. It's not like today, they have 5 minutes to go from one classroom to another. It's
and the lunch itself has been cut down to 45 minutes and 30 minutes, and
yeah.
it's rush, 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 right?
And then they want kids to sit still. And they talk about ADHD, which we can talk about too. But I think a lot of teachers, they want these kids to take Ritalin or whatever medication to calm them down. I think they are the ones who should take it. Because they are also so stressed, and then all these kids that can't sit still. It's the system that's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Since you're mentioning that, Dr. L from the Legacy Builders and I were talking over a month ago, and we both were labeled with that term ADD, attention deficit disorder, attention ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and we changed it. It's not a disorder; it's a challenge.
Well, it is not only that. I mean, I have treated several kids, both with autism and ADHD. And because of the food we put in, because that is really the root, the next thing is allergies, because they create, the immune system is weak and the body creates allergies. So all of a sudden, kids are allergic to practically everything. And often, in many kids, especially the spectrum kids, these reactions, they create these eruptions, these meltdowns, and these anger outbursts. It's not their fault. It's an allergic reaction. And this reaction can be both to food, it can be to paint, smell of paint, or to the smell of things they clean with, cleaning products. Anything. It can be, you can even be allergic to your own sister or your father or your mother. And I've often even made vials for, we haven't talked about what I do, but I've even made vials for that, I had, for example, that was kind of funny too. I had one client who had a baby, and as soon as the baby sat in his father's lap, he got blood red in the face and got very, very unruly. So I made a vial for his father, and he treated the child, and the allergy went away. And after that, it was really an allergy to the father, but it went away. I had another one who said an adopted daughter. She said her adopted mother hated her. Everybody in school, they were mean to her, especially one girl. And I treated her also for allergy to people. Same thing. When she came back, she said, no, my mother is good. Oh, and that girl who bothered me. No, she doesn't bother me.
Interesting.
Yeah. So often,
Can you tell us more?
Even parent or married couple, they can all of a sudden get irritated with each other, and then it gets worse, and they say things they shouldn't say, and then, the whole thing. But it can be an allergy to the other person, as well as we are to cats or dogs. Mm-hmm. It's really not a big difference. We're animals.
Yeah, that's true too. But even though for me, it's some of the pollens and some.
Oh, it's
some of the things that dust. It's some things like that.
Yes.
There
are certain things, for example, milk in children. If they are allergic to milk, they very often get ear infections. So all these kids, they're getting tubes in their ears and they're getting antibiotics. If they would either eliminate the allergy to the milk or take the milk away, they would be fine. So they go through a lot of things. That's another thing in kids in this country, well, in many countries for that matter. They get antibiotics for anything, and that destroys their digestive system too. For further, when they grow up, it's bad for them. And dust, you mentioned dust. Kids who wake up in the middle of the night, for example, and have breathing problems, they often get put on asthma medication because it's some kind of asthma, but it's an allergy to dust mites.
And I could probably relate to that one as well.
Yeah.
All these little things that come up. Tell us more about how they're developed. You mentioned earlier that they grow the allergies.
Yeah, so I started to treat allergies with another system that took too long. And I decided that so often people didn't come back because it was too much money or too much time. And often they had several kids. And so it wasn't only the kids that were allergic, but I sometimes ended up treating the whole family and charging for one person. So that didn't work. So I said, I have to do something that people can do themselves. So it's built on, see if I have one here. I have one kit here, for example. It's not full because this is just for food. So, but every kit, I have 5 so-called signature kits. They all have the first vials. They are all the same in every kit. And it starts with vial number 1, because these are sensitive or allergies that people, they are not aware of having, but they all do. I do muscle testing, and I think that's the best proof. Those shots, they work sometimes, but I don't think they're 100% good. But the body has the answer. So vial number 1 has the frequency of the allergens from egg, chicken, milk, and dairy, and vitamin C, and parasites. The reason is because sometimes they say, I'm vegan, I don't do eggs or chicken or anything. We are animals. We are warm-blooded animals. We come from an egg, and we get milk when we are born. Then when we start to eat, we eat vitamin C. And as I said, warm-blooded animals, we all have parasites. And we are mostly allergic to the poop and the dead bodies. It sounds yucky, but that's the truth.
Hmm.
Then treatment number 2 is for sugar and vitamin B. Vitamin B is very important for sugar, to digest the sugar, and especially B12. But the B vitamins are extremely, they are essential vitamins. And sugar is also in breast milk, and most people are addicted to sugar. So by treating with this vial, often you have to do it more, especially with the sugar, you have to do it more than once. But once you have treated it, you get rid of the cravings. And then you can work on other, because I also think that most of us have candida, which is a fungal overgrowth, which per se creates a lot of other digestive problems and sleep problems and skin problems and yeast problems, all these things. Number 3 is for toxins. We breathe. We are all toxic. And number 4 is for childhood vaccinations. And especially when it comes to kids on the spectrum, there is a change after doing the vaccine vial. And then we do sugar again and candida. And then the 6th treatment is for grains, wheat, and all that stuff. And then number 7 is a mixture of the first 6 plus endocrines and organs. So that's the basic treatments so that people can start to build up their immune system. And of course, everybody's different, but especially people who are sensitive, they feel a big difference just doing these basic vials. And each treatment, which is you treat these things with a laser, a red cold laser that comes in the kit. And you always use a stress vial. I did that because I had one person who never could relax. So it was hard for her. I had to do the treatments over again because she didn't really take to them. I did the stress vial, and that was like santo remedio. Because when you have something, even if it's an allergy, every cell is under stress. Plus, you can use it separately too if you feel stressed out. So then I have, as I said, I have different kits. This here happens to be a kit for food, which comes with something that I call weight management, which has the hormones that you need for digestion, feeling hungry, feeling full, and all the others, leptins and gremlins and all whatever they're called. They're not called gremlins, but anyway. And then it's meat and fish and veggies and nuts, and one that is called acid and base, because a lot of people have heartburn, acid reflux, and that normally goes away just by doing the first vials. And instead people are popping Toms and antacids like M&Ms, and it's not good. They have too little. They have.
I can see what you're saying because of some of the foods that we eat that we think are okay. And I know I love almond M&Ms. I mean, that's one of my favorite. But also understand that I need to eat less because I usually eat a lot of them. But I went on the shot process, went to allergy doctors, and several times they punched my back, and I've got, sometimes I think it was 72 different punches on my back and on my arms, and have the results of that. And they put me on shots, 3 shots a day, 3 days a week. And there was some help after a while. But they said, well, later you'll get down to 2 times a week, and then only once a week. And then sometime in the future, you might get down to once a month. And I was,
yeah, I know. I had
a little bit, that was difficult. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
Not the cost as much. I mean, it was a part of it, but to take time from work, take my lunches,
Yes.
every 3 days a week, get 3 shots, have to sit there at the doctor's office for 20 to 30
And
minutes after the shot.
and they go on the wrong way because they do what comes up instead of building up their immune system first. I had a patient that came to me for his back. And every time he got a cold, he ended up in the hospital. He was in his late 60s or early 70s at that time. And he had been going for shots for 37 years.
Yes.
And then I said to him, please let me treat you for your allergies. No, it was, well, I didn't do the shots. So he finally let me. After that, he never got pneumonia again. And he never went back to the allergists either because it was so much better.
That's so true. And I used to get the throat, strep throat and things like that were just so draining at the time.
Yeah.
And luckily I've slowed down more now and I don't have them as much. I still have the sinuses, but I think you said we also generate some allergies as we go through life. Did I hear that correctly?
What did you say? That we
create or generate allergies?
Yeah, well, because our immune system gets lower and lower, we don't really build up our immune system. People don't think, and also I think doctors, they say that taking shots like vaccines, that builds up the immune system, and that's the biggest lie there is, because it does totally the opposite. It does not build your immune system, it lowers it. And when they give, well, if people want shots, that's their, they can have their shots, but they also have to do something themselves. They can't just get the shot and say, okay, I'm not going to go do an influenza. Plus that shot was from last year's influenza. It wasn't from what they don't know what's coming. But they don't tell them that they should take vitamin E and zinc and C and all these basic vitamins that we need. And especially with vitamin D, everybody should go and take a blood test to check where their vitamin D is. Because
I was told my vitamin B was low, so I take a multivitamin every morning.
Yeah, that's not D. They don't have D. D like in David, which is not a vitamin. It's really a hormone, and
it's from the sun, right?
Yes, but to get it from the sun, you need to be naked for 20 minutes a day.
Out in the sun.
Out in the sun. So you really need to of course, sun helps.
To supplement.
But you have to supplement with it, and it has the value of what it should be above 70. That's what I I believe. And often they say here, oh, it's 30 and 40, that's okay. But for example, people who had a 30, whatever, it's not percentage, I don't remember how they measure it. If you had 30 and you got COVID, you could die. If you had 50, you would get COVID. You would get sick, but you would, survive it. But if you had higher, you wouldn't even get it. So it's very, very important. Plus, vitamin D is involved in in healing the gut lining. It's involved in bone, strengthening the bone together with calcium and all that. It's a whole, it does so many things. And
so what I do, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so just take a test. It costs like $30 maybe if you don't have a script to go to a lab and get the test.
Okay. Well, I did just do my physical annual checkup a month ago, and I take my multivitamin. They said I was low on B12. I was thinking about adding some C take the morning multivitamin, take the B12 at 6 p.m. theoretically at night, maybe add vitamin C. And from here, you're saying I should also add vitamin D possibly to that.
Absolutely. And do you know if they took your vitamin D? If they didn't, go back.
I would have to go back and look at the chart.
Huh?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, if it's not on your chart, then go back and say, I didn't get my vitamin D. Please take that test.
Right.
Because that's winter is coming. You need to have your immune system good.
Well, that's what I appreciate about people like you. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing with the podcast and helping people and relationships. And it takes people like you, Dr. Ynge, that tells us these things because, you know,
Yeah.
not one of the people that plays Olympic games all day long. I do like my spades and I do like my pre-sale, but I don't watch a lot of TV and but I still don't know. There's still things like this that people like you that I appreciate so much, Inga, that I didn't know the things you
Yeah,
told us
it's
today,
not
and the
enough.
better
It's not,
audience doesn't.
yeah, it's not people's fault that they are sick because there is no information. It's propaganda, it's TV and everything. This is good and this and it looks fabulous on TV. You know, I want that. And they buy it instead of in school from the beginning, giving them, first of all, food that is edible, and second, teach them about food and nourishment and nutrition.
And like I said, you were in school a year or two before I was, but even like you said back in when I was in school, it wasn't important to us, but they taught us about the 4 food groups. They taught us about what the value of vegetables and things like that. But it seems to have diminished over the
Well,
last.
and also they did the food pyramid kind of upside down because they had on the bottom, they had all these breads and grains, and which is not so good for most people because that, for example, wheat is 10 points over sugar on the glucose meter. So if you eat white bread, your sugar goes up more than if you would eat sugar.
So if we were to go out to your site then, as you're saying, theallergykit.com, would we be able to find out some of these things?
There is probably some of it. I don't even remember what I have on it, but because there is, but yeah, they can. There is also, I also have a lot of blogs about all these different things. So yes,
So go out to your site, look at your blog, see what's out there, get your kit, and tell us about that process. How does that work? What if I wanted to take advantage of your knowledge and your expertise, and I went out to the site, tell me what I would do.
You mean with the kit itself, or how that works?
Tell me what should I do? How do I find out more, and how do I get involved in your program?
Oh, so to be involved, I mean, just get the kit. I'm also planning on doing some courses because I think people need to know a little more. And
I think you're right.
With the kit, the idea is these vials, they contain water that are imprinted with the frequencies that you're allergic to. But it's homeopathic. You know, homeopathy means like cures like. So to give a drastic example, if you would get bitten by a snake, you would get a homeopathic remedy with snake venom, because that is the same, you know, it is these frequencies, so they even each other out. So of course it's not venom in them because it's watered down so much, but that's the idea, is to cure like with like. So when you treat the allergy with the same frequency, the allergy goes away.
Same frequencies, the allergies go away. Okay. That makes sense, but it sounds simple. Why are more people not talking to us about this like you are?
I don't know. It's too easy, and it's I don't know if they can get them to go to get shots for 37 years. Well, that's
that is, and I've done the same thing, but luckily I talked to my doctor and I said there's got to be a better way. That's what I told him. I said, it's not working. And he said, well, this isn't working. The best next path for me, they said, was to take the antihistamine, the drugs, the Zyrtec, the Claritin, and those things. And there was other drugs previous. And that's what I've done. But now I'm on my Zyrtec generic every morning. I'm on a couple of nose sprays during the day, and
You
I
know
do
what?
feel better. I don't have as much trouble, but I would sure like to feel better. I'd like to stop that drainage. Is
Yeah.
there something working with you that
Sometimes
could
it
help
works.
us?
Sometimes that works very well. So
But
I
it
had
sounds like
I
go
had
ahead.
one guy, I had one kid, he was 18 or something years old, and he was always like this. I asked him, do you want to test you? No, he was not aware that he was doing it. And I treated him, and it was just a few treatments. And his mother said, he doesn't do that anymore. He wasn't aware of it. But
Mhm. Interesting. Well, there's a lot of us. Probably, maybe as you mentioned earlier, 80% of us may have some allergies of different kinds for different reasons, but yet we don't know
I
what to
think
do.
most people do. I think most people do. For
Mhm.
example, myself, um, I started to treat allergies because I found with acupuncture that there were some people that would come back with the same thing. So I wondered what that was. And that's how I found that allergies were kind of the root, because I look at the meridians, if they have, oh, they have a bad shoulder or elbow, and they all go over large intestine and small intestine meridians. So you can look at how it affects. And I had developed fibromyalgia, bad. I could hardly walk.
Wow. I'm
And
sorry.
and I treat myself, I do everything on myself first. And that was the only thing that started to help. I mean, I just treated myself because, and when my pains started to go away, I mean, it was amazing. It took probably 3 years or something, but for 25 years, I have not had one fibromyalgia pain. I also once
That's
had a
interesting.
guy who used to come once or twice a year for his neck. And then one day he came without an appointment. He had somebody who drove him and almost carried him in with sciatica. He
Wow.
had an attack of sciatica. And I did 4 different treatments for sciatica. Nothing helped. And I said, do you drink coffee? He said, funny you say that, because it was cold. It was probably 65 degrees in January here in South Florida. And so it was cold.
That's, that's cold.
And yeah, that's cold for us. And so my boss gave me a double shot of Cuban coffee. A couple of hours later, he turned over and pulled down an empty box from a shelf. And it was like, Jung. His back went out and he couldn't move. So I treated him for an allergy to coffee. Within 5 minutes, his pain was gone.
Wow.
So there are so many things we don't know how food affects us, or why we are reacting in certain ways.
And like you're saying, I think, and help me out here, even though I love cereal, I love a good oat cereal and love my blueberries in my cereal. So I eat a pretty good breakfast, but by the times when I didn't have that, when I was eating that donut or that cinnamon roll for breakfast, from what I'm
Yeah.
hearing you saying, that could have impacted me
Oh, absolutely.
and my
Well, I think,
attitude.
yeah, absolutely. So that when we talk about breakfast and kids, for example, the worst thing you can give a kid is a piece of toast and maybe marmalade on top of it and a glass of juice, orange juice. You think that's healthy? It's not. And
Really?
the kid, within an hour, he's hungry again.
Mhm.
And within an hour, probably 2, or maybe before, he has a sugar high and behaves, can't sit still. And then all of a sudden he gets a low and falls asleep. No, give him egg and some veggies instead. Real food, not anything with wheat or cereal. That's plus the cereal has a lot of sugar for kids.
A lot of them do. That's one of
Yeah.
the things that I check on with mine. It's
But no, I can't eat anything like that in the morning. It was 20 minutes later, I'm starving. I went
oh, is
crazy.
that right? Oh, no. I do. It's oatmeal crisp is what I eat for breakfast.
No, no, not good.
Not good. Okay,
No,
I have to
not
watch
good.
that. Well, tell us more about that because that's what everyone, the
Yes,
food
and it is
channel rated.
because it is because of propaganda of ads and that is the big. We talk about big pharma, but this is big food.
Mhm.
That took over from big tobacco. When the tobacco wasn't, they found out that was bad. They had all this money and they had all these lobbyists, and then they turned it over to food instead and bought up a lot of food factories. So that's how that started.
Right.
Because the cereals, they are these simple carbs that are turned into sugar.
And that's one of the things that's confusing. That's why I'm so glad we get to talk to you today. Because as I look at the ingredients on the side of the box, there's less sugar, there's less carbs, more protein, fiber is higher.
Yeah.
And that's how I chose it. And I like it. I mean, I like the flavor. I don't put any sugar on it. I do add blueberries to it. I do have milk. But that's one of the better rated cereals.
Yeah.
So
Well.
help me out.
Yeah, no, I think it's better to eat real food and not cereal. I mean, if you have cereal now and then, but not every day.
Okay.
And
So what you're saying with real food,
allergic. You might be allergic to the milk too. I mean, I think most people are sensitive to milk, even though it's good, tastes good, but it's also highly what is it, pasteurized, super pasteurized.
What?
So when you pasteurize milk, it's not milk anymore. It looks like milk, tastes like milk, but it's not real. Chemically, it's not real milk. And for example, if you give that kind of milk to a cat, they die. Maybe not old ones, but if you give it to kittens, they die.
Interesting information because what if it's natural milk? What if you live on a farm and you drink milk there or the cat drinks milk there?
Much better.
Okay.
Much healthier. Many people who are allergic to bought milk, store-bought milk, they can drink cow's milk from the cow, directly from the cow.
Interesting. So what I'm hearing you say is I should quit buying the cereal and buy more eggs.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you have somebody that has cows, go and buy their milk. Much better.
And that might be available here. I'll have to find out about that and how long it lasts.
Well, it doesn't last as long because it's not pasteurized.
Not pasteurized, right.
But, also with real milk, you can make sour milk, not real yogurt, but it gets, if you put it out and let the cream come to the top and it gets sour and you can eat it with a spoon. It's very good.
And there's a lot of people that can't do that. I realize that in the big cities. But those of us who can, maybe that's something we do need to take advantage of.
I think so.
Take that opportunity.
Yeah.
To
Take
grow that
advantage of
forward.
nature.
Yes. I enjoy eggs. It's no problem there. Of course, there's other things that I like that go with it, such as bacon and I love my grits. I'm a Southern boy.
Preferably organic.
Okay.
But there's nothing.
Plus,
to me, there's nothing wrong with egg and bacon.
Okay. We don't have too long, about 6 more minutes, but when we talk about organic, some things that I hear and all the propaganda, as you mentioned, and you're very right. When it's organic,
it's hard, but at least I think it's less toxic because there are certain toxins we can't avoid. Glyphosate, for example, is absolutely in everything. It's in our brains, in our blood, and in everything. But at least not eating the foods that are directly sprayed with glyphosate. and other pesticides. And there is definitely a difference in taste.
There is a difference. I've had goat milk, fresh goat milk. My grandfather used to raise goats.
Yeah.
And that was excellent.
Yeah.
Loved that.
No,
Also
and
fresh
meat and all these things, there is a big difference in taste.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting, and the value that you're bringing to us. I mean, Dr. Ynge, you're like a beacon, and what that light at the end of the tunnel that we see that we can actually do better.
We
and
can
as
do
I
better.
work with,
yes.
And if it impacts us, our food impacts us.
Like
it impacts our relationships.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely everything, because if we don't feel good, we don't react good. We react.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's very true. That's what I talk to people about: anger and frustration and disconnection and hate and
and
prejudice and prejudgment.
Yeah.
And how that we act or how we feel.
Another thing is when you have allergies and eat this stuff, foggy thinking. The liver, for example, always has to detox when you're allergic. And the liver is the emotion of the liver is anger. You know, like people who drink, for example, they have bad humor, bad temperament. It's because that poor liver has to work and work and work and work. And the same with strokes. How many times have you not heard somebody who gets so angry that they get a stroke?
Wow, what an incredible podcast. Dr. Ynge Ljung. Dr. Ynge, thank you so much for sharing your time, your wisdom, and your passion for helping people feel naturally, to heal naturally. It's been a real eye-opener for our listeners who want to learn more, explore your allergy kit, and connect with Dr. Ynge directly. Head on over to that allergykit.com, find out more about her resources, her trainings. Find out more about everything you need to start your journey toward better health naturally. Dr. Ynge, do you have any closing comments that you'd like to mention before we end our podcast?
Yeah, eat organic as much as you can and get enough sleep. Your brain and your liver, they detox in the middle of the night when you are sleep the deepest. Between like 11 to 3 is when these processes go. So it's so important to sleep during this time, to be in bed by 10:30 and fall asleep. And because often people, I have to do this first, I have to do this first, and they go over the rhythm, they'll go over when they start to get tired and yawn, and then they can't go to sleep because they're in the middle of two cycles.
That is so important. And I know one thing for me is my 30-minute walk 5 days a week has helped my sleep.
Yes.
Dramatically.
Walk and sleep and eat good.
Dr. Ynge, thank you so much. And everybody remember, unity, like our health, Dr. Ynge brought us today, is a mindset of value.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just an ideal. It is a success strategy for ourselves, for those that we care about. It's a daily choice to lead with empathy, act with integrity, and uplift others along the way. It's a service that we can all give for free, as we gain so much for ourselves. So from what I've shared today, if it resonates with you in any way, please go out. I'm having some email problems right now with Microsoft and an MX record, but please get in contact with me at markandtrinken.com. Let me know. And with each inspiration that Dr. Ynge shared today, ask her questions. Be inspired by her influence and the recognition that we received today. Contact Dr. Ynge. Check out that allergykit.com. Find her on Facebook. Find her on LinkedIn. Listen to her message. Contact her. Let's all get to feeling better in our relationships and within ourselves together. So everyone, until next time, let us continue to transform that chaos that's out there that we heard about some more today, that propaganda. Let's transform chaos into connection. Let us continue Achieving Unity, www.achievingunity.com, or call us. You know the number, 303-FOCUSED, 303-362-8733, because we can stay focused on our health and on turning that chaos into connection as we achieve unity by harnessing that true power of encouraging, inspiring, and including others in building better businesses, better lives, and a better world for all of us. Life is what we make it. So let's make it awesome together in unity. Thank you all. And thank you, Dr. Ynge, for your message.
Thank you. Keep smiling.
Keep smiling. That message of helping others.
To uplift others.
Uplift others. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your commitment. Hope to see you and talk with you again soon. And all of you, all the audience, come back next week. Love to see you. Till then, cheers.